Hello, my name is Ben Helliwell, and I'm going to talk to you about a certain evaluation strategy called the Critical Incident Questionnaire. What is the Critical Incident Questionnaire, or the CIQ, you might ask? Well, it is a formative feedback method advocated by education expert Stephen Brookfield. He has been using the CIQ for decades and has a lot of insight about the best ways to use it and what it offers to teachers and students. The CIQ is a form containing 5 questions that can be handed out in class for students to complete on a periodic basis, maybe once a week or once a month. Students don't put their name on the CIQ. The responses are intended to be anonymous. The form should take maybe 5 minutes or so to complete, and the instructor then summarizes the responses and shares the key themes with the class the next time it meets. What are the 5 questions for the CIQ? Number 1 is, at what moment in class this week did you feel the most engaged with what was happening? 2, at what moment in class this week were you most distanced from what was happening? 3, what action that anyone, teacher or student, took this week did you find most affirming or helpful? 4, what action that anyone took this week did you find most puzzling or confusing? 5, what about the class this week surprised you the most? This could be about your own reactions to what went on, something someone did, or anything else that occurs. So you take these 5 questions, give them to your students on the form, and then you want to summarize those responses. So there are some best practices for using this CIQ tool. First of all, as mentioned before, you want to keep the questionnaire anonymous. So tell the students not to put their names on it. This allows for more honest responses from the students, less fear that the teacher will react negatively to anything that is put in there. And you also want to use the CIQ to help you anticipate and address problems in your class before they really get out of hand. So this can help you find the problems before they become a really big deal. You also want to report your findings back to the class, but don't report disparaging comments about a specific student. Some pros of using the CIQ: you can discover where there may be friction in the class or amongst classmates. You can learn what topics in the course students may be struggling with and bear some repeating. You can also use the CIQ to help students understand why you are using certain teaching approaches, which can be important if students are resisting your teaching methods. This gives you an opportunity to explain why you may be using certain techniques. Some cons of the CIQ: while if it's overused, students may stop giving serious responses to the questions. They might just go, "Oh, we've done this before, why do I have to do this again?" It may not be a very good tool with either really small or very large classes. If you just have a few students, it might be a little bit hard to keep the responses anonymous. Or if you have a very large class, it might just be too much to go through. And Brookfield suggests that if you do have a very large class, you might be able to use a CIQ, perhaps if you have an assistant or somebody who can summarize the responses for you. It may still work. It also may be a bit rough on the instructor's self-esteem if the responses are continually negative, and that depends, of course, a little bit on your personal dispositions and preferences towards such things. Now, in conclusion, when used appropriately, the CIQ can give the instructor a lot of good, useful feedback from students, and it can be used to prevent class problems and improve the learning experience for students. So give it a try in your classroom. That's all I have today. Thank you very much.